Listen, I know what you're thinking. A gymnast, a teenage gymnast, talking about bodybuilding. You think I didn't know anything about bodybuilding? Well, guess what? I'm only bodybuilding for a year. I started weightlifting a year ago. And probably on this day, this same day, I was in the gym, right? And I saw a kid, someone around my age, 12 years old. And he wasn't lifting, he was at the machines, like a bench press machine. And he was lifting hard. I could see his face getting red. He had a bad form, but that's not why I cringed at him. It was that he was lifting hard. He was lifting to failure. While I was at the ab training machine, I was just going like this, dropping when it hurt a little bit. And I thought that the other kid was weird for lifting to hypertrophy. And I was literally lifting like a softie. I wasn't really lifting that seriously then. It was somewhere after May, after a vacation. I don't know if people in the US have this vacation or the spring break. I don't know if you have that, but in the Netherlands we have that. But after that, when I saw one of my nephews, he was very strong. I also wanted to do the same. So what did I do? I trained harder and harder and harder. I watched some fitness videos, all that stuff. And gymnastics kind of helped me a little bit. But by the end of this video, I will explain the 5 mistakes you are probably making in bodybuilding, or many teenagers make in bodybuilding. Probably you too. And if you even have not even clicked away right now, good job. Because every time I look in the in the studio, where I can see the analytics and stuff, what happens? The viewer retention, it starts with 100%. 1 second later, it's here. And if you have made it this far already, congrats. But why should you listen to me? And should you listen to me and not just some other fitness YouTuber? Well, I'm a teenager talking hopefully to a teenager. This video is for teenagers. So the first mistake is not training hard enough. Not training hard enough? What do I mean? Do we need to lift heavier? No. For bodybuilding, lift harder, not heavier. See, training hard is something else than training heavy. You should not train heavy if you're a teenager, especially if you're like 13 to 16 years old. Somewhere in that range, don't lift heavy. Always try to aim for something like 14 sets if your muscles have completely recovered. If you can do 14 sets or 16 sets, it's a good weight. Don't lift too heavy, you probably will feel it. But what is hard then? It is training to complete failure. So you cannot lift your arm, for example, if you're doing bicep curls, you cannot lift the weight higher anymore. Your arm just gives up. And train more sets. So do a few more sets. Like for one exercise or one muscle or muscle group. Per muscle, if you're a beginner, per muscle do just 3 sets if you're a beginner. Intermediate, 6 to 8 sets. Then you're already getting to the pro levels, which are 10 sets or something like that. For beginners, I recommend 3 or 4 sets. But training hard, if you an indicator of that you're training hard is that the next day your muscles are completely sore. Like my brachialis are sore right now. I cannot really stretch my arm right now. So complete failure and more sets. Don't do this if you're like a complete beginner, if you're just very new to the gym. Then experiment with the machines and weights, and then start training hard. Right? Second mistake is not starting with bulking. And even worse, starting with a cut. If you don't know what bulking and cutting is, bulking is eating, just eating past your full, and cutting is eating and still staying a bit hungry. Bulking are more calories, and cutting is eating less calories, so you will get leaner, so you burn more fat. That's a cut. But many people, probably also teenagers, start with cutting, and you should not do that, because if you instantly want the abs, just wait a few years until you have rinsed out your noob gains entirely, and then you can start cutting. Then you'll get the abs. Start with a bulk, especially if you're a teenager, because if you're going on a cut, eating less nutrients, less calories, can also affect your growth. It is not good for your growth. As a teenager, you need to eat a lot so you can grow in length and grow your muscles. But a mistake people make when bulking is that instead of clean bulking, they do dirty bulking, which is eating junk food to get more calories in. It isn't calories in, calories out. What you want to do with a bulk is not eating Pop-Tarts or something, or sweets, Skittles, or whatever candies there are out there. You need to eat healthy food, and not just the vegetables, broccoli or something like that. That's not for the gains. Of course, it has fiber, so you have a better experience in the toilet. Talking from experience right here. But eat healthy food. What is healthy food? It isn't sweets, it's just minimize sugar. Of course, natural sugars are okay. Like fruits and what else has more honey. So what else is healthy? Meat, nuts. Nuts are like cashews, or for example, are one of the easiest calories you can get. And what I mean with that, of course, they are kind of expensive these days, but they're easily edible, and they contain a lot of calories. There's also, meat and nuts are the only two calorie dense foods I can name up. Healthy foods. There are a lot of other foods, but what you should eat everything that's available, except unhealthy food, junk food, processed chemical food, sweets, unnecessary sugar, these kinds of things. Eat healthy food and bulk. Try to eat as much protein as possible. You don't need to eat too many carbs, I think. Carbs are more to replenish energy, especially before a workout. What I do to get a kick of carbs is just eat a spoon of honey. Then you will maintain a lot of energy during the workout. You don't need carbs to build muscle. You need protein to build muscle. Carbs are just to replenish energy. The third mistake, what probably every bodybuilder, not just teenagers, but everyone. But you should be able, especially to do this when you're a teenager. And it's not stretching. That's a big mistake people make. Do you want to build a little bit less muscle? Like 10 pounds less muscle. But be flexible. Not be stiff like most bodybuilders. When I see bodybuilders run on a treadmill, they literally run like this, like like this. They're not even able to move their arms right. You need to stretch. Stretching does not make you weaker. Being flexible does not make you weak. That's a stupid stereotype people make, that flexible people are weaker. What about the gymnasts? They're very strong. Have you seen the Olympic ring gymnasts? They look like monsters. But they are flexible, very flexible. They could probably touch their nose with their toes. That's how flexible they are. Actionable step. Stand up and try to touch your feet with your legs straight. No bending them. Try to touch your toes with your legs straight. Okay, do it. Pause the video. Just do it right now. I don't want you to just watch this video and don't do anything. Many people like people watching their videos. Well, I don't like you watching my videos. I like you if you do stuff, if you take action. So just try to touch your toes. If you have already done it, congrats. Could you do it? 99% of the people watching this video need to say no, because most people cannot do this. Apparently, it is even a skill to be able to touch your toes. These days, it's a skill to be able to touch your toes, and especially if you're a teenager under the age of 18, even 16. Some of those cannot even touch their toes. I'm not trying to make you feel bad. But what I'm telling you is that you need to stretch way more often. How I stretch is when I go to the gym, I first run on the treadmill to warm up, and then I stretch, because if your muscles are warm, like after the cardio exercise, then you will be way more flexible. So what I do, I grab one of those yoga mats they have in the gym and go to the stretching corner, and then just sit with my feet in front of me, legs stretched, and will touch my toes. I am not born like this. Believe it or not, I could also almost not even touch my knees with my legs straight. But how did I go from very stiff to being able to touch my toes? Pain. It was pain. Well, I always go to the gym with my father. What do? There's this exercise where you sit in front of somebody, feet together, and one of them has their legs straight. That's the one who's going to stretch. The other one has his knees bent, so he's closer to the person who needs to stretch. What they do is they grab their hands like this, both hands, and then the person with bended knees is going to lean backwards. That automatically means that the person who needs to stretch will stretch. Understand? And that hurts. It hurts. And then what I recommend you to do, if you can have a partner, if you don't have a person to do this with, you can also just try to stretch alone. But this one is overpowered, but super painful. It was very painful. And it hurt. A lot. And then the other person is going to count to 10, and then you let go. And it is fun to be on the other side where you need to stretch the other person, because you can hurt somebody while stretching. But if you do that, the hamstrings and your calves will be very flexible. Will be able to touch your toes maybe a month or two later. Yes, it sounds like a long time, but it can also just be in 1 month. If you do it every day, you could literally just do it in a few weeks. Few sets a day of counting to 10 with somebody else. You'll be able to touch your toes in a few weeks. This might sound boring. Why do I need to be able to be flexible? You probably know David Goggins, right? For a long time he never stretched, and he couldn't even get up at some point. He needed to do 6 hours of painful stretching every day. More than that. Like it was his job to get back to normal condition. I don't think you want to end up like him. So stretch every day. Try to be able to touch your toes every day. And you will be flexible. And that what happened to David Goggins would happen to you. And it's some cool thing to do anyway. You will feel better in your body too. You can do more movements. And that's great. The fourth mistake many people make, especially teenagers, I don't know why. Why teenagers? That's sucking at cardio. Really. What is the point of 20 pounds extra muscle if you cannot even run 1 kilometer without fainting halfway? No point, right? So you need to do more cardio. You can run outside, which is pretty hard. Or you could use a treadmill, which is a little bit less hard. Or what I do too, this is a trick to burn a lot of calories. I have a cross trainer and a TV. You could use your phone or a tablet, laptop, whatever, and just play a movie on it. And then while you're watching that movie, do cardio, like rolling on a treadmill or go on the cross trainer, indoor bike, whatever, cardio. You will burn a lot of calories. I burned 1,000 calories once on the cross trainer, just a cross trainer, with this trick. And it is also a way to increase your cardio a lot. But the most painful way is just running outside. Even when it's raining, which makes you stronger mentally. Or when it's cold, also builds cold resistance. Just do it. Run. Go do some cardio. I don't want you to watch more videos without you doing anything. I don't want people to watch my videos and them not even having improved their life a little bit. So do what I say. You might think, why the hell should I listen to a teenager yapping in gymnast clothing? But it really helped me. Cardio, stretching, everything I'm talking about. Overcoming these mistakes, not doing them, really helps. You might say, oh, all the things you say don't help. Maybe because, or you didn't do them, or you just haven't done it for a long time. If you do it in one day, you won't do anything. But if you do this for a month, if you avoid these mistakes for a month, do the actionable steps I tell you for just 1 month. Come back to this video and comment. Just comment something. Not just something. Comment if this helped you. Even if this helped you maybe 10% in 1 month. That's better than nothing, right? So I want you to take action on what I say. This I might sound like some egotistical teenager telling you, "Oh, do this, do that." Not doing this. I'm not telling this for myself. For you, you need to. I want you to improve. And just watching my videos, I can do anything to you. It's your choice. Either you're going to watch another video and get new insights and just not even taking action on them, or you take action on the things I said, like stretching or bulking, training harder, doing cardio, and then you will see better results. You choose. The fifth one, last one, but not least, is the mistake of not staying consistent. Many people tell you this, I know, kind of a cliche, that you need to stay consistent. Yes, you know that kid I told you about in the beginning, where I cringed at because he trained hard? I never saw him anymore. Never. After that one day, I never saw them. That's what every teenager I come across at the gym. They never come back. What's the point of even going to the gym if you won't even come back? You won't achieve anything if you just do it once. Of course, if it's one big hard thing, you maybe. If you buy a lot of chicken and somehow win, okay, maybe. But with almost everything in life, doing it once won't make a difference. Maybe a small one, but it won't do that much. If you go to the gym once, nothing. Try to aim for, if you're a beginner, try to do it 2 times a week or 3 times a week if you're a beginner. If you are a bit more comfortable with going to the gym, maybe 4 times a week or 5 times a week. And if you're kind of advanced, 6 or 7 times a week. Of course, if you are a teenager, let your muscles recover. I do not recommend you to do a bodybuilding workout 7 times a week. Many adults on the internet tell you, train every day. Yes, train every day, of course. But don't do bodybuilding the 7 days a week. Because if you do it too much, you can really injure yourself. A lot. You could tear some muscles, not just in not in a hypertrophy way, but actually tear them off your bones. You could damage your joints. A lot of things that can go wrong. You don't want that. So do it for like 3 times a week. But what about the remaining days? What do? You still have 4 days left. Do cardio. Make one rest day and stretch. Do that. Train in a different way. Maybe do calisthenics, a massive push-up workout, or you take a run. It may not make your muscles bigger. Well, what's the point of having muscles if you're not even strong? If you cannot do anything. What's the point? Yes, many people will admire you. I saw that a few times happen to me. But I don't see any point if you cannot even protect yourself, protect others. If you cannot even run 1 kilometer, what's the point? So the remaining 4 days, make maybe 1 or 2 rest days, and for the remaining 2 or 3 days, Do different types of exercises, different things. Make your muscles stronger, not bigger. In those days, I'm not saying don't make muscle. Of course, try to build a lot of muscle. What I'm saying is, don't overdo stuff, especially if you're a teenager. Like if you're adult, or if you're above 16 years old, of course, go and train a lot. Well, another thing that can happen if you train too much is that your growth will stop. If you're happy with your growth, sure, train every day. I won't stop you for that. That's great. But if you're young, try to keep this in mind. So, the actionable steps might not have been clear in this video, so I will recap them. Train harder, which is train to complete failure, do more sets, and then start bulking, eat more calories, stretch after a warming up, do cardio more often, like a few times a week, and stay consistent. That is what I want you to do. Maybe rewatch these actionable steps again, but do these steps. At least do 50% of the steps. Maybe just even 1, 2, 3. Do as many as you can. Do these. And avoid these mistakes. Because what makes me happy, and what will make you happy too, is that you doing the actionable steps. You actually achieving something. And not just watching more videos and ruining your dopamine receptors. And staying less happy. That's what makes us both happy. You get more gains, you get more health, literal physical health, not just the muscle, but staying physically healthy, being more flexible. What I get my fulfillment. It makes me proud of you and myself. If you complete these actionable steps. If you've even made this far, maybe nobody has even watched this section. Congratulations. You have finished the stage. You have now watched the video completely. You now know all the knowledge. And I don't think anybody has done something while watching my videos. If you have done something, if you have done the actionable steps, if you actually achieved something by watching my videos, please comment. I want to know who I've helped. Or not just exactly who I've helped, but if I have even helped somebody. And if this video has helped you, consider subscribing. I'm not going to say post notifications on. No, I post very consistently. I post a lot. And I don't want to spam your notifications with my videos. So don't do post notification, but just click on the subscribe button so you will see more videos like this on your homepage. And now I sound like a YouTuber, a salesman. But you do what you do. Thanks for watching. I hope this is helpful. And do the actual steps. Bye.